Luxury Restaurant Awards.
Wow.
Exquisite classic cars.
I would keep up with a modern car when I drive this.
Sensational indoor activities.
We do have Formula One Virtual Racing Center, the only one in East Africa.
Contemporary urban eateries.
It's farm-to-table restaurant.
Brains behind it are two young women from Nairobi.
Premier music studios.
Burna Boy. We did overdubs for his record that won that Grammy.
Top spas.
There's a kahawa massage.
Yes, as in it uses an extract of coffee.
This show brings you the best of everything Kenya has to offer.
On this episode, we feature the best of studios. One has produced music for a Grammy-winning artist.
We did Burna Boy. We did overdubs for his record that won that Grammy.
The other one is so sophisticated, it can hold a band of 32, all recording in different rooms of the studio.
This desk over here, it's called a Neve.
Neve Genesis.
Yes. It's a 32-channel desk.
This is the best of studios. Located on Mbabane Road, off James Gishuru Road in Nairobi, is a creative hub, one of the best production studios in Kenya, Supersonic Studios.
There's so many creatives I've met who strongly believe they are superstars. And really, that's what it takes, confidence. But you know, as a recording artist, there are studios you walk into and wonder, can these guys make me a star? But then there are others that you walk into and you're fully aware that you're in a superstar space. Or we could call it a supersonic space. Welcome to Supersonic Studios.
I'm excited to be here, and flying us to the moon today is the gentle and locked sound engineer, Muna.
Supersonic Studios started in 2013, around there.
Supersonic, yes.
Yes.
Supersonic did start like around 2013.
What's the history of the studio?
So Supersonic started with Matthew Peavers and Andrew White.
Yes.
I think when Matthew came to Kenya, he used to work for Sounds and Pictures.
Yes.
Yeah. And then, well, yada. Here we are now.
Yada. Okay,
Yes.
so they met. They said, hey, you have this. So they had complementary strengths, I guess.
I'd like to assume like they met and then that's how it went.
Yeah, I mean.
But they've been friends for a very long time, actually. They've
Yeah.
been buddies for a very long time. So I'm not surprised they actually complement each other in that way.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Matthew Peavers is really strong in music, and he's a really big name. Like, people may not know it. He's a really big name in the industry. There's some tunes that are connected to his name.
It's alright, you can sing.
I can say them. So they are what? So you see, KQ, they fly. There's like a tune that the birds as they fly. Yeah, that one. Yeah,
You get what I'm trying to say, guys, right?
Yeah.
we did that. Okay, I mean, okay, he did that. That was a long time ago, and that's just one of them because we could name drop. And then of course Andrew White, really big name in advertising circles and all. So, what then is the focus of the studio? What did they build it for? Did they come and say, let's focus on advertising, or let's do music production, or they were like, you know what, let's do everything?
Well, I think initially our main focus was into advertising, but I'd say we're really changing right now because times are changing as well.
Yeah.
And we're trying to make a difference into the music industry as well. So why not give artists an opportunity to make great music in a great space?
A great space is an understatement. This space is out of this world.
What is that thing that you'd say, yep, we're the best in that?
Besides our very impressive equipment, we try to bring the best out of everyone. Be it a VO artist, be it an artist like a musician. We try to give you the environment to be yourself and be the best version of yourself.
When it comes to the best version, Supersonic Studios is definitely the cream of the crop. Just look at this place. State of the art from top to bottom, and with aesthetic value as well. There is a fun mix of playfulness and professionalism that sets this hub apart.
Hey, is this a wall of fame?
It is.
Oh.
This is our wall of fame.
And my picture's not there.
Why are you not here?
It's okay. We'll talk about these things. You know, man, artists gotta be respected.
Today's your day.
I even have my eye ring here. Eye ring ready. It means I ring you up and you put my photo up there.
I may not be a superstar, but I am super funny.
This is the thing. Outside does not in any way prepare you for this.
The inside?
Yeah.
We try to keep the element of surprise.
Oh, how? I mean, apart from the mural, the space, floating.
Yeah,
I see what you did
we're
there.
taking off, man.
Oh, look at. Oh man. Oh, this is pressure. This is pressure.
What do you mean pressure?
Because now, if I come in, I'm just an artist. See, I'm full of myself, nini, and then I come in here, I'm like, whoa, I have to know what I'm doing.
Come on.
No, this is okay. So tell me a bit about where to start. Where do we start? First of all, I definitely don't just walk in and say, "Hi, I'm here to record." There's a process for that.
Yes.
Now let's assume I've gone through that process. We'll go through that process later. Then what do I do? Because it's all in one room, right? So
technically, that right there is our recording booth.
oh, this wall of fame area.
Yeah. Where we have the drum set, that's our recording booth. But the beauty about it is, literally any room can be used as a recording booth.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, so you can do the live band.
Should you decide to have your people in here, why not? You want to do it out there? Yeah. That's the whole essence of it. Do you want to do it upstairs?
Yeah.
Even better.
You
can
do
have your
upstairs
people upstairs
and record them here.
and record them from down here.
Oh.
Yeah,
So-
the whole mechanism of it is through that box over there. We have tie
this
lines.
box.
Yeah, where they're connecting each room to the next.
Tie lines.
Yeah.
For those of you at home as clueless as me, a tie line is a transmission line connecting parts of a system like telephone lines and such.
Do you normally do analog or digital, or is it a mashup?
Well, this desk over here, it's called a Neve.
Neve Genesis.
Yes,
Oh, it's-
Neve
it's-
Genesis.
It's written on the screen.
Yeah, it's a 32-channel desk. Don't worry, don't let it intimidate you. Honestly,
Too late.
seriously, like literally every strip over here, this is the same as this, as this, as this. So all you need to do, brother learn, is just know what all this does. Yeah, and then it applies all over.
All right. So right now, is there a recording, or is this light on just throughout?
Throughout.
Ah, okay.
We
And
do usually have a recording light, which is pretty much here. You see how it's written red
okay,
light?
yeah.
So when I switch this, okay, it was on. But when I switch this on, there's a light out there that goes on.
Ah,
So that
okay.
means no one can just walk in. Like you'll know like there's a recording session going on, so you can just walk in.
All right.
Yeah.
Who are some of the big names that tend to regularly just walk in here like this is their second home? Artists or just any big names.
You know, apart from me, of course. After the break,
We did Cook Studio for 3 years, I think 16, 17, 18, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eish.
Any big names? I'd say Sauti Soul. We have Sichangi. We sometimes work with him, so yeah, he pops up a lot. We had like a 3-week recording session, not continuously, of course, with an artist from UK called Chennai. Yeah, we just finished recording her album, so now we just need to do the mixing and mastering, get it over and done with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you also had this big project going on. What was the one? The studio.
Coke Studio?
Ah, yes.
Yeah, we did Coke Studio for 3 years, I think. 16, 17, 18, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of big names, let me show you guys how it's done with the help of my very able co-astronaut, Muna, on the controls.
Excuse me, sir. Do your feet smell? Does your breath smell like burnt sausages when you remove your mask? Now, there's a new solution. It's Superstar Powder, which you can eat for fresh breath and also put on your feet for fresh smell. It has 3 flavors: vanilla, managu, and of course strawberry. Superstar Powder. Get one today!
So as she mixes it up, I know you're jealous. I know you're an artist out there. You want to do voiceover recordings like this, but do you have Superstar Powder? One that you can use on your feet and swallow for fresh breath.
Well, do you? And now to head to the next level, or upper deck if you will.
This is your space.
Yeah. No, this is my space. Yes.
Hey. Is the setup the same as the setup down?
Pretty much, just with lesser. As you can tell with this size,
yeah.
Like I have less stuff going on.
Yes.
Compared to downstairs. Yeah.
And it's easier to hide here.
Very easy to hide. But yeah, we mostly use this space for editing, honestly. Yeah, and downstairs is just we're trying to make it mainly production.
When you charge here, do you charge per day or per hour, per project?
Per project.
Per project.
Yes, because every project is different.
Yeah.
Yeah. There are some projects where, as I said, you take like half a day or an hour even. And then there's some where you'll take a whole week working on it.
Wait. See now? That's how to look, sound, and feel like a superstar. You can actually be charged per project. So that means don't be intimidated by, yes, it is state-of-the-art equipment, but you can actually come here and get some work done. You can get your production done. And on top of that, you can sound amazing when you're talking about Superstar Powder.
I'll just stop now.
You didn't sound amazing.
I personally love the managu flavor.
Managu flavor.
Yeah, it's my favorite.
I'm looking into that for foot powder, especially managu flavor.
Would be nice.
Powder. Yeah.
Smelling green.
Yep, we're going to do it. We're going to come up with that commercial, hopefully, or the product. Actually, I should come up with the product at high speed or at supersonic speed.
Red Hill Drive, in the leafy suburbs of Nairobi. Standing Strong is a studio that has propelled African music to award-winning status.
Bob Marley once said, "When music hits you, you feel no pain." Coincidentally, one of his descendants, Damian Marley, had his music engineered right here, plus a few of your favorites. Ever heard of the snowball effect? Welcome to Snowball Industries.
Everything is everything, and the trade winds blew and brought me to this hidden gem of a space. But before we go in, let's find out how this journey began.
Hi.
Hey.
How are you?
How you doing?
My name is Yafesi.
Ross.
Ah, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Welcome.
And who's that?
This is Snowball, our namesake dog.
Snowball?
Yes. For whom the studio's named.
We will make that connection. That should be an interesting story. So this is where it all started.
Yeah. This is my parents' house. Yeah, they were nice enough to let me start a studio right here.
Yeah.
On their property. Okay. And yeah, that's where it all began.
And did you start it like from your own collection of music, records and instruments, or did you just decide one day, you know what, I'm doing this and I'm going out and getting all this stuff?
So I'd moved to Los Angeles because I grew up in Kenya. Then moved to Los Angeles when I was 18. I worked at a theater and a recording studio there. Began collecting mics just as an obsession, and moved back. And I actually just started with a laptop in the basement here and a couple of mics. And then now we've got, well, I guess you'll see.
How long have you been into music?
Age 12.
Yeah.
That's when it kind of all went wrong. I mean, from my parents' perspective, but.
Yes. Is there an instrument that you play that?
I started watching MTV, started playing guitar, convinced my parents to buy a guitar, and then just obsessed ever since.
Yeah.
And that was about 12 hours a day for just the next 20 years, I guess.
20 years. Man, you can be sure that you'll get something amazing. No surprises here. This place is a musician's paradise.
How then did it grow? Because this is where you were working, and we'll have a look at it. But how then did you go from here
to there?
To there.
So that's a bit of a thing, right? So, okay, so things are starting to go well. We're starting to get work, and now because of this, we're getting more and more work. We're pretty much going 24 hours a day. So for about, what, 2 years, it was like 24 hours a day here. Me and my girlfriend lived here too. And it was musicians in and out. And my mom had just retired from her position and had just cashed out her equity. So she was looking to do something. She was actually wanting to build a small concert hall for classical music. But then she got along with Sati Soul, and everyone started talking. And then it sort of became an idea that why don't we build a studio here in Kenya that can handle, I mean, any kind of artist. Because we have artists flying out to South Africa to do records. Seems like it would be a lot easier to just stay here and fly in a producer if necessary. But, you know, so it just kind of got out of hand, and then geez, man, 2 years of hell later, 2 years of hell later, and
mention
here,
actually, now that you mentioned
hell,
international artists, you've had some come here or have their music engineered here.
After the break.
So here we got the main control room for the studio. This is where I think we all spent a lot of time on our backs figuring out how to get all this cabling working. So we did Burna Boy. We did overdubs for his record that won that Grammy. In fact, we did it in my dad's office because the studio was booked at the time. So BN had to do overdubs. So I'm like, okay, we'll set you up in my dad's office. And I guess that's what got the Grammy. Crazy, but
these are the stories that they don't tell us about the Grammys.
Right.
All right. In your dad's office.
I mean, we did overdubs for BN and Sati here. Yeah, but that's about
there was a story I heard Damian Marley being mentioned somewhere.
Oh right, yeah. Well, so we've had a lot of visits from people. I mean, I don't know if I should be name dropping or anything, but
just do it. You know.
Okay.
I got you.
And I better be mentioned on this list.
Damian Marley came by. Def Jam came by at one point. I think the thing was, like, especially pre-COVID. That's just when we were finishing the studio. I think there were a lot of artists that were sort of seeing Kenya more and more as a real musical opportunity, you know, to experience a new way of doing music.
And a new way it is. From the lush green surroundings to the zen decor of the studio, it is all an experience.
So this is where we did everything, man, for 3 years. Wow, a lot of memories. Jeez, man.
This is really cozy. When was the last time you were here?
So it's been months. It's been months since, because we moved out and just never really had a reason to come back. I guess my mom redid the whole place, made it look really nice.
How long did you say you were here?
So this was 5-6 years ago when we started. I mean, 6 years ago to when I put the laptop down here on the table.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then since then, I guess some of the songs that we did was, I mean, favorite song was the first I think #1 hit to come out here. I don't know, that was the first big hit I think we had, was favorite song by Ben Soul.
Ah, yes.
And then Pompe Cigar, and I mean everything that Soul Gen did.
Yes.
And then when Sadi started working on their Midnight Train record, so they were using this a lot for rehearsal and writing. But they were going to go to South Africa to record it.
Yeah.
But they ended up doing, I mean, Midnight Train specifically, the track there, they redid their choruses here.
For now, we want to find out about the big, brand new studio.
As the kids like to say, this place is mad vibes.
Are all the LPs on the wall yours?
No, I mean, I own them, but we didn't do them. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I thought there'd be...
Like, it's your personal collection.
Yeah. And actually, yeah, because we used to have a record player here.
Yeah.
We're going to move back in. Yeah, this is the Zen room. So it was built to be a collaboration space and a writing space. So, I mean, the thing is, a lot of musicians nowadays are also engineers. So, you know, they can run their own sessions. So it ends up happening, especially in the old studio, which is tiny, or the old control room, sorry, that was tiny.
Yeah.
You end up with the whole bands just in there crouching over the computer. So here we set it up so you can operate the system from here. You can also operate the system from in there.
Okay.
So you can just spread out all your musicians, you can do your writing, you know, whatever you're doing. If it's a small project, doesn't have a full band, this is the place to do it. And you can operate it from either side of the control room.
Yeah.
Here or in the live room.
Wow.
Here we are. So this is the reason, I mean, the studio is really built was to have a room like this, a giant live room. Because I mean, it's a pain in the butt, you know what I mean? Like a studio.
Yeah.
The amount of effort you have to put in to just change the sound by a little.
Yes.
Is pretty extreme. I guess when you get as crazy as I am, you end up doing something like this. So I mean, having the huge, big ceilings, it's fairly reverberant now, and so you can get a nice, big sound like this.
Yeah.
When you want, but then you can move in more baffles like this. When you want to bring it down, surround the drums, you can make even like little rooms out of these little baffles too.
Yeah.
And actually, it sounded fantastic today.
This is where all the live band recordings happen, or if you need specific instrumentation?
Yeah.
What kind of setup, I mean, what kind of equipment do you need to be able to do that well?
Yeah, so this is of course a large live room. So you could have musicians in different areas, but you can also have everyone together in the same place.
Yeah.
So we have connections all around the studio. We got these little boxes here. 8 channels per box, and we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them in this room.
Okay.
One of them in the reverb chamber. We got one in the amp dungeon. We got a couple there. We got a couple there, and they all go into this studio to the patch bay, where they can then be routed to routed from anywhere in the studio to here, or.
In simple terms, guys, he is saying that they have magical wires that act like Wi-Fi, and they can hear each other from anywhere in the building. I've got you guys.
So here we got the main control room for the studio. This is where I think we all spent a lot of time on our backs figuring out how to get all this cabling working.
Yeah.
We've done it over about 4 or 5 times. And actually, Rick and Ernest were just overseeing the recabling this week.
Yeah.
Yeah, and here's our...
the first thing I noticed is the number of microphones that are just lying around.
Yeah, so this is a little selection of our microphones. A TLM 67, Neumann, Royer ribbon microphones, Mikrotik FL. Of course, these are for classical. I mean, they're not for mics aren't necessarily for anything, but these are for classical music. We haven't had a chance to do much classical music here, so
yeah.
If there's anyone watching this that wants to do classical music, let us know.
Yes,
because we're equipped for it.
We have Rick and Ernest here behind us. They are part of the engineering team, the sound engineering team. So Ross, just take us through all the buttons and knobs, and how do you even know when one is on and off, and what's working and what's not?
This is, yeah, again, years and years and years. But okay, we can start with this side. So this was called Outboard Gear.
But just so you're not lost, this is the older stuff people used to use to record music, hence all the buttons.
When you're mixing a song, you got your track comes out, let's hear your vocals. And now you want to, affect it in some way.
Yeah.
So if you want really precise control, you can use something like this, which is a Manley massive passive. So you can select all the way up to 27 kilohertz and control the sound that way for shaping the tone, depending on what you want for different sounds. Different pieces will give you a different character to it.
Remember when I told you my time is coming? Well, this is it.
We've just been on that side, and now we're on this side. This is where the voices are initially inputted into the system. Did I use the right terminology? Recorded. Okay, inputted, recorded. I was just trying to be technical. Okay, this is the recording. This is the microphone. So this is not just, do you only do singing in here, vocals for singing, or are there other vocal experiments or projects that you do in here?
Oh, okay. For this room, we mainly use it for vocals and maybe acoustic instruments, because the room sounds nice. Well, I record like a lot of conga drums, like the small, drums over here. Acoustic, but mainly I can say vocals.
Are you ready, kids? Mic check 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2.
Well, there you have it. A fantastic journey, a journey with a story, and it culminates in this amazing engineering masterpiece. I had to take a ride on this microphone. This is the same microphone that is used by the Pope. Ha! We call that Pope culture. Well, that does it for our show tonight. Join us next time, won't you?